Racism, equity, and local politics are not a light issue to discuss. Byron Reed shows us an intergenerational approach to talking about the tough stuff.
Do you want to be next to each other?
Words are heard when you have a voice.
Hello and welcome back to Generation Collaboration.
That's the idea behind a new podcast that focuses on change.
It's really about having these intergenerational conversations with youth and adults and talking about each of their stories and bringing light to sheltered topics within our communities.
Sonakshi Shrivastava is one of the co-hosts of Generation Collaboration, a youth-led podcast produced by Youth on Record and Colorado Young Leaders.
Today's conversation is about access to higher education.
Sonakshi and her co-host Braden Parsons invite local adult leaders and youth onto their show to talk about social issues in their communities.
One of the topics that we discussed that I really liked was equity in education, and talking about how obviously the education system is not very fair for everyone. It's not equal.
We talk about things like restorative justice, equity in education. We talk about making space your own.
Both Sonakshi and Braden are seniors at local high schools. They say their experiences growing up are part of the reason why they wanted to host the monthly podcast.
Being a South Asian woman, I think that definitely plays a factor into that because I want to be able to provide that representation.
As a gay kid in a private Christian high school, it's a little difficult. I've faced a few challenges along the way, and a big reason why I'm on this podcast is to highlight the voices of youth so other youth can hear, if they're doing it, I can do it.
It's a democratizing tool to create podcasts that center youth voices.
David Layden is the Youth Success Manager for Youth on Record. He says the mission is to give a platform for young people to have their voices heard.
There are very few platforms for them to have their voices amplified. And so part of the core values of our program are to provide the tools and resources for young people to talk about and explore the things that are important to them.
The goal is for these two co-hosts to make connections.
Our entire podcast is all about stories, and I really believe in the power of storytelling.
And give their listeners more than words can say.
Youth can change the world, and it's all by starting and impacting that one person. So just get involved and be you.
For Next,
And we'll see you next time.
I'm Byron Reed.
Youth on Record tells us its podcast programs, along with sparking those conversations, are also meant to prepare students to work in the growing podcast industry.